Hi, my name is Aude. I'm a French visual and emotional recorder. I started exploring photography about 10 years ago when painting, a time-consuming and mess-generator passion, became unmanageable with 3 children. I loved the physicality of the brushstrokes, the smell of the turpentine and the color mixing, but I abandoned it all for a more composed and cleaner way of expression. Street photography practice coincided with my move to the UAE in 2016 and was an excuse to, I suppose, get out of a crowded house and to explore more my new surroundings. I have since been documenting the rapid and constant evolution of its cities, mainly Dubai and Abu Dhabi, of its daily life and its diverse communities. Visual storytelling gives a purpose, an aim, a frame to your long walks in the city. Going out without knowing what you're going to stumble upon, being ready for the unexpected to happen, is part of the excitement of street photography. But you need to have an idea of what you want to explore, and it doesn't have to be a fixed one. It can evolve along the way, and it probably will. But it is a starting point to focus on something specific rather than being overwhelmed by every detail, every sensation or action unfolding before your eyes. So defining a long-term project to guide you for your daily strolls in your home city or documenting a travel in a foreign country is key for a start. First, I'd say get a minimum curious about the place you live in or the one you visit. Read about its history, its customs, its culture, its society. Not too much in depth, just enough to still allow yourself to experience a place with your own personal perspective and sensitivity. Keep a balance between being informed and leaving enough room to maintain a sense of wonder. You can then develop a story to tell. Furthermore, being able to explain clearly why you are photographing certain scenes when out in the street can be helpful to get local people in the frame or just in the scene to relax and avoid suspicious attitudes sometimes. Street photography combines all the things which are beneficial to human thriving: walking, social interaction, being creative and active, traveling. It boosts your curiosity and daring and your self-confidence. It allows you to explore embodied reality, to test your courage when photographing strangers. It gets you outside of your head, your habits, your thoughts, your problems, your comfort zone. Photographing what I witness gives me the means to record some of those blessed moments, emotionally impactful to me. Photography is a medium and a simple one to suggest and evoke feelings. Street photography in particular helps rewire the brain to seize the most mundane and daily scenes in a different way, by noticing the aspects of the light, the intensity and the texture of the colors in a way that is very photogenic or not. So you keep looking, searching for a certain aesthetic, a geometry, a color pattern, an action, something that will move you. You become more receptive to every vibration. It allows you to experience everything in a deeper way, seeing the specifics that no one else sees or cares about. There is excitement to go out and record stories, beauty, movement, unique and evanescent. There is such an intensity in the moment we choose to record, such a thrill to compose an image when everything we have in mind clicks. Street photography does not just take you to a place. introduce you to new people. Photography is the journey itself. Every time I go out with my camera, there is an excitement of a new adventure, but also apprehension and shyness in the act of pointing a camera to someone and asking them not to pay attention. And each time, slowly, the confidence builds up. A high percentage of street photography is conquering your fears and stimulate, sharpen your visual senses, your reflexes. The way you perceive a scene is unique to you. You freeze a moment of reality for anyone to recall for months, years to come. You record the fleeting and mostly unnoticed moments in public life. And while you spend some time outdoors looking for the stories to tell, you are not indoor, scrutinizing a screen and passively absorbing other people's stories. And at some point, you know what makes your heart beat, accelerate with excitement, what catches your eye, what grabs your attention. To me, it is color, hard line, sharp shadows, light quality, geometry. That is what constitutes the emotional resonance of a place. Color is said to be the silent emotional language that we all intuitively know how to speak. So naturally, color has become our main subject to compose a photo. The warm light and the vivid colors translate well the sensation of the often extreme heat I am experiencing in the country I photograph and I live in. Most of the time, a colorful background is my starting point. I then move along the space to get an interesting angle where I can work the elements in a frame until they are all in place, from the background to the foreground and the middle ground. The idea is to give a sense of depth. I'll try to avoid overlapping. Everything that is inside the frame needs to be there for a reason. I try to understand why I leave certain elements or subject out of it. The image quality is not important, so I don't pay more attention than needed to my settings. Experiencing is more interesting and fulfilling. I also need to feel that there is a potential for an interaction of some sort to unfold in the scene. And then I just wait for the rest to happen, for something dynamic to unfold, while at the same time trying not to bruise the scene by looking like a passing tourist. And you know you caught a good scene if it gets your adrenaline up. Take photos in a way that is intentionally purposeful. The idea is to think about what you are doing and spend your time exploring the possibilities and the potential of the subject. Use the earlier photos as stepping stones to get to the more interesting images. In short, learn to improve. Think about how to make each photo better than the one before. Think also maybe how the images are going to work together, or find a different angle, a different lens, a different point of view to add variety to the sequence of photos. What your mind does not know, your eyes can't see. In short, plan. Think about the kind of images you want to capture to convey your message. Trust your instincts. When in the middle of a bustling city, try to find calmness in the chaos around you when you get a racing mind and heart. It can be a total sensory overload. If you notice something in particular and think it's maybe a good photo opportunity, try not to assess the situation too much. Rather, trust your instincts and see how it unfolds. But be safe in the process. Common sense and respect should still be on your mind. Don't be afraid of failure. Fear of failure is linked to fear of rejection and criticism from others, as well as procrastination. So, failing is part of the process, and if analyzed, it will help you understand the formula that works best for you. And I think a single image versus series of images is always a controversial question. Some say that the single image is a snapshot of a bigger picture. It is only a half-truth because it never tells you the fundamental of the story, which is why. Finally, I'd say that inspiration is tremendous and very personal. Although photography is a passion, it's important to be interested in all kind of things. Knowing things makes you have a personal perspective, and it will in turn help see different angles in your projects and expand your mind to many possibilities that you can combine with your photography. More resources means more inspiration. Explore, travel. If you live an ordinary life, you will only tell ordinary stories. So adventure is key. Explore, meet new people, open yourself to situations. This photo was taken near Venice last April. Color being center stage in my photos, when I travel, I naturally look for the places and destinations where I am sure to find it. One morning, I was walking on the edge of this fisherman village where the sun would hit hard on the house facade to cast strong shadows. My eye caught attention of the strong complementary colors in a possible composition, the orange and the blue, the purple. One had to be more dominant, and here it is of course the orange that takes center stage, and the blue is hinted through the drying, the cleaning cloths drying here, and the blue of the sky. I loved also the jacket hanging on the window here, with one arm clinging to the drying string rack as if it was scared to fall. So the purple and the grey facade together with the blue sky, they constitute my background. My middle ground brings the complementary color through this orange here, orange square. And so I was looking for a foreground that would add a narrative or a situation to the composition, and I found it moving around the scene and through this inclined wooden pole that actually was very close to me, but on the picture you feel it's close to the facade, but it wasn't. It was really very close to me. Now, from a certain angle, this pole would meet the drying bed sheet here by the window, and it made me think that it looked like a shrimp net, a giant shrimp net. So I had my composition and I started to wait for some interaction, a moving object or a person to enter this frame, and the unexpected happened about 15 minutes later when these tourists started photographing themselves jumping next to my my middle ground, my orange facade. So I chose this particular photo out of the 5 I shot because to me it looks like the man is holding what looks like the shrimp net like a monkey, and its hard shadow emphasizes this ape-like movement, I feel. And as well, strangely and luckily, the color of the man's clothes, they do not disrupt, they don't bring more disruption to the image. They are quite neutral. The only thing that it brings is for the viewer is a triangular view of the blue, because you have the blue of the sky, the blue of the cloth, and the blue of his jumper, and it forms a triangle that is quite pleasing for the eye.